Up is what, bros? This is the All Bros podcast. I am Jonathan.
The shit you just say?
I wanted to switch it up a little bit. Up is what, bros?
Alright, I'm Caleb.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we'll be talking about some Funko Focus. Both Caleb and I have some new lines that we want to talk about. His Marvel, right? Isn't yours Marvel?
Yes.
Okay. Dude, I told you, my memory has gone to shit.
Yeah,
This is really sad. This is really sad.
I think what we need to do is we just need to change these. I'll make an Excel file for us to open up and actually put the list of shit that we're talking about on it.
Okay, no, dude, you're good.
No, because I think it helped me too. Because it's such a pain in the ass whenever I reset my computer and then I have to reopen the sticky notes and everything.
Okay.
I think it'd just be easier to have it on a sheet.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and then that way we can share it with people when we have guests on.
That's true. Yeah, that would definitely make it a lot easier. So they have a heads up.
Yeah.
So he'll be talking about some new Marvel pops, and I'll be talking about Shocker, some new Ghostbusters pops, because that just shocks everybody.
So.
Yeah. And then we'll be moving into 4K Spotlight, where one of the movies that I said came out last week is coming out this week. I did correct myself though. Y'all can't be that mad at me.
Yeah.
And
it's actually the movie that we're going to be breaking down this episode.
That is true. After that, we'll be moving on to Through the Wall, where Caleb and I will be talking about the final trailer for the Chucky series that's coming to Sci-Fi and USA. And then we'll be moving on to our All Bros headliner, which will be our breakdown of Free Guy, starring Ryan Reynolds.
Hells yes.
Yeah. So what do you say we get started?
Say let's do it.
Hello, my name is Brooker, and I want to talk to you about my fun horror podcast called Autopsy of a Horror Movie. Each week, I will talk about a different horror movie through one or two ways. Either a kill grade episode, where I come up with a cool rubric to grade the kills in each movie. I'll talk about the style, the method, and how impactful it was on me. At the end of the episode, I'll rank all the kills and tell you which ones are my favorite and which ones I thought sucked. I do also like to get a little academic with the movies and do more of what I call a horror review. I will talk about what was good, what was bad, what types of psychological fears the movie plays off of, and what I thought was the scariest part of the movie, while also throwing in some interpretation and wacky theories for the movie. You can find my podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts, and new episodes come out on Tuesdays. Also, if you're a YouTube fan, these episodes are made available 48 hours early on my YouTube channel at Autopsy of a Horror Movie. Please be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at BruckerHorror, or email me at bruckerhorror@gmail.com to let me know your thoughts and interpretations, or if you have a movie request you'd like for me to do. Please rate, review, and subscribe, and I hope you get to enjoy the show.
Alright, so with Funko Focus, Caleb, if it's okay with you, I'll go first, because honestly, to me at least, I think yours are cooler, and I never thought I would say that. Maybe it's because we both grew up with this Marvel property.
Fair enough.
So first up, they released basically all of the new line for Ghostbusters Afterlife when it comes to Funko Pops. First off, we have a Stay Puft, or mini Stay Puft, bundle that comes with a shirt and a glow-in-the-dark pop. The shirt is freaking awesome. So it has the Stay Puft logo, and then it says Quality Marshmallows below it. And then it has a couple of mini Stay Puffs on it. One's on fire, one is holding a lighter, one's holding an umbrella, and then I don't even know what the other one's holding. I can't. Here, let me look at some of the pops. Yeah, I can't tell what that is for some reason.
Yeah, I don't have the image pulled up anymore, but it is a sick shirt. Like I know that it's probably going to be like a t-shirt pop bundle.
It is.
And yeah, so I might get it just for the shirt, and then I'll just try selling the figure.
Okay, you know what? Fair enough.
Yeah, and then I'll get the figure that I actually want, which we'll get into.
So the figure that this bundle comes with is a mini Stay Puft that I'm assuming lit himself on fire, and he's regretting that because he has a very sad face, and he glows in the dark.
Hell yeah.
So.
Dude, it is so... These little mini puffs are hilarious.
They are so cute. So moving on to more mini Stay Puffs, we have a 7-Eleven exclusive where there is a mini Stay Puft holding a piece of pizza. For Walmart, there's a mini Stay Puft with holding a pair of headphones, trying to wear them. It's freaking adorable. The Target one, I don't know what he is doing. What is he doing?
I assume that he was like hot wiring something.
Okay. Yeah, it does look like that. Maybe he's trying to hotwire the Ecto-1?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Or he's just doing something with electricity.
Yeah.
But either way, he's toasting his belly.
Can you imagine if it was like a toy car?
That would be awesome.
That would be hilarious. For the Funko Shop exclusive, it is freaking a mini Stay Puft lifting like a weight, but the ends are freaking marshmallows. I love it. I love it. I forget this character, but it's like a blue kind of like, it looks like it's Slimer if he was blue and couldn't fly.
Yeah, I don't. Did they have a name for this character?
They did, but you know what? Let me look up his name. Because I think it's like a simple name, but I actually want to call this ghost by its name. I have to watch the video to freaking know his name. That's bullshit. Seriously?
Isn't that just the worst?
Yeah, this bullshit. What is his goddamn name? It's like blue something, I think. Okay, you know what? I'll find it later. Because this is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Yeah, that's bullshit. Whatever. Okay, so besides that, next up, so that one is going to be an FYE exclusive, and it glows in the dark. For another mini Stay Puft exclusive, we have a Baskin-Robbins exclusive where he's holding a Baskin-Robbins pink spoon with a scoop of mint chocolate chip ice cream.
This one's great.
This one's
I
adorable.
love it.
That one's adorable.
So good. So good.
What's the word? What is it? Selfless product placement or some shit? I forget the word, but it's just like, what's that? With it being a Baskin-Robbins exclusive, and of course he's holding ice cream, and it's a Baskin-Robbins spoon.
Yeah. Oh, shameless.
That's what it is. Yeah, shameless product placement. What's that when it comes to that Funko Pop?
I think that could just be Funko Pops in general.
I mean, you know what? You got a point there. And then next up, we have that blue blob ghost, but it's a common. And then we have the mini Stay Puft lighting himself on fire, but this is also just a common. All of these are common that I'm about to list. There's one where he's holding a lighter with a very devious look on his face.
This is the one I want.
Same here. I don't know why, but I freaking love this one to death. It's so cute.
Dude, it is. It is so much freaking fun. Like I wish that they made that one the exclusive to Target, so you get that one with the shirt.
Yes, that would be really cool. Hell, that would be actually like a really good glow in the dark one for the top of the flame. I mean, it would work.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Next up we have one holding a drink umbrella or an umbrella drink. I don't know what they call it.
I just called it a mini umbrella.
Mini umbrella. There we go. That works. And then next up we have one holding a. I'm assuming that's a graham. Well, actually, he's eating a graham cracker. It's a weird face that he's giving off, like after he's taking a bite. He's like rubbing his belly, and he's giving like a very like grunt face. It's weird. And then last but not least, we have one sitting in a cup of hot chocolate. Yeah.
Nice.
And then for mini Stay Puffs, we have Phoebe, which this is actually like the first figure. Not the first figure, because so when it comes to like the Ghostbuster Plasma series, they actually didn't release Phoebe in the first series for Afterlife, because I guess hers comes with a spoiler for the movie. So it's kind of weird that like all these other characters came with series 1 except for Phoebe, which, I mean, she seems like she's like kind of like the star kid of the movie.
Does seem like it.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird. But so in Funko form, she's here. She looks great. And then you got, so she's just holding, she has her proton gun out. She's got the proton pack on. And then you have Podcast wearing ecto goggles, and he also has the controller to their ecto, was it like their ghost trap on wheels, which I'm very interested to see how that is going to work out in the movie. That's going to be awesome.
His name is Podcast?
Yep. Yeah, that's his name in the movie.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested to see how they explain that. And then next up we have Lucky, and she is just so she has her proton pack on. She doesn't have the wand pulled, but she is holding a PKE meter.
Nice.
And then I don't know Paul Rudd's character's name, but so it's him holding a ghost trap. So simple, yet effective, I guess.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Paul Rudd in this movie.
It's very rare that I'm like not excited to see Paul Rudd in anything. He's just that good of an actor.
Dude, even in like shitty movies with Paul Rudd, he's usually the best part of those movies.
Yeah, he is. Like, I'm not a big fan of that movie Role Models, but he makes that movie watchable.
That is absolutely true. And I love that movie just because it was before, I feel like it was before Ken Jeong started getting big.
Yeah.
And I love his role in it.
Oh, yeah, he's the freaking king when they're doing that LARPing in the in the park. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh my gosh. Like that movie has such a slow start. But once it freaking hits its stride, it's amazing.
And then last but not least, we have Trevor in the beat up Ecto 1, which looks freaking awesome even in Funko form. I don't know what it is, but like the old, like the Ecto 1 like beat up and all dusty, it looks really freaking cool in like any form. I freaking love it.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. For a while after seeing that one, I was just like, wait, is Gaten Matarazzo in this movie?
Oh my gosh.
Dude, it like legit, it freaking looks like the damn Stranger Things
like
kids.
Yeah. Someone actually the only comment on this is Stranger Ghostbusters with a question mark.
legit though.
But you know, I'm not opposed to like this being like mostly a kid cast. Like the kids have shown that they can act, so I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, I am too. Especially since this is just, I hope that this is just going to like retcon the original or the 2016.
I mean, considering in the first trailer, Paul Rudd's character says there hasn't been a ghost sighting in over 30 years.
Okay, good.
Well, because technically that one doesn't take place in this timeline, because that one was just a complete reboot.
Okay.
Yeah, the original never happened in that universe. They were the only Ghostbusters to ever happen.
All right, that's good to know.
Yeah. So. But Caleb, let's hear yours.
Yes. All right. This is a line that I feel like I have been waiting for my entire life and just didn't know it.
I love it.
The 90s Spider-Man show is finally getting some pop figures.
Ooh, it's about time.
Oh my gosh, it is so good. Like, dude, anyone who's ever seen that show, as soon as I said 90s Spider-Man, they had the theme song playing in their head. Willing to bet you.
Oh yeah. And if you didn't, are you okay? That's my question.
Yeah, if it didn't, you haven't seen the show. There's
you
no
are
way
missing out.
Yeah, there's no way that I can say 90s Spider-Man and the freaking I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Honestly, so when they were saying that they were going to play the I know that like Spider-Man has like his original theme song and they rendition that for the MCU Spider-Man films.
Yeah.
Part of me was hoping that with the next one they were going to like try and throw in the 90s Spider-Man theme.
Dude, that'd be so cool.
That would be awesome. But yeah, so we're getting 5 figures from this line. All of them are going to Target, I'm assuming. I want to say they're going to Target.
Yes. And you know what really sucks?
What?
These actually went up for pre-order last Friday. And
no.
And the only one that isn't sold out is Madame Leota.
Shit.
Not Madame Leota. Wow, Madame Webb. I'm sorry.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn
sorry, man.
That sucks.
Hey, they might still show up in stores.
Yeah, I was thinking about going to Target tomorrow. I am absolutely going to Target tomorrow.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think they'll probably be there because there's still no release date yet.
Oh.
That was just the pre-orders going up.
All right. Never mind then.
I'm sorry.
Whatever. Target can go suck a dick for all I care. I'm still mad at them for the... I pre-ordered that.
That is still such bullshit.
Yeah, they can't even give me a good reason why. They're just like... Oh my gosh. I'm not sure if have I shared this on the show before?
I don't think you have, actually.
Okay. So, I want to say a few weeks back. Actually, it was a while ago. It was like back in August, I want to say. I pre-ordered the 10-inch Blacklight Hulk that was coming to Target. It was an exclusive product, but everyone and their mother was going after the Black Panther figures because they had a line of Blacklight Black Panther figures coming out. And so I was freaking Johnny on the spot, jumped on the website, and I pre-ordered the Blacklight Hulk, and everything went through. Like, everything went through. I got a couple emails saying, like, after I pre-ordered, just like a couple weeks after, I got one that said, hey, the release date's been changed. It's been changed to, I think it was like September 24th or something. And so I was like, all right, cool. Nothing else about it. It just was just informing me that that the date got changed. A couple weeks later, it got pushed back a couple days. So I think it went from August 24th to like the 26th, I think. Same thing. if there's any updates on your order, we'll let you know. I got an email on the 24th that said, your order's been canceled because we haven't heard back from you confirming this, confirming your acceptance of the changed release day. And I'm like,
when the hell do you have to accept that shit?
yeah, I'm like, excuse me?
What am I supposed to just say? No, I don't accept that new release date.
So I'm like, I flipped out. I was just like, oh shit, because I thought it was my fault. I'm like, oh shit, was there something in that email I missed? I went back in the email, nothing. I scrolled through the entire freaking email, not a single thing. All it said at the bottom was just like, if you'd like to view your order, like click this tab. Like that's it. That's like the only thing.
Dude.
And so I checked my order every time like they sent that email. I would just recheck the email. It said this is the release date. I'm like, great. Moved on. There was nothing that said, oh, confirm your acceptance of this, confirm that. Nothing like that. And so I got the email saying that it got canceled. I freaking called them and I'm just like, what the hell happened? Like, I know this isn't your fault, but someone's getting bitched at. Unfortunately, it's going to be you. And I'm like, what happened? And they're just like, oh, well, so they said that it was just, I think they didn't order enough. And so they just went through and randomly canceled orders. That's what I was able to gather from this lady.
That's effed up.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, no, that's not how that works at all.
If I'm able to pre-order it, that means I get it.
Yeah. I'm like, that means you effed up. You better order more. So I was livid. And so I talked to this lady and I'm like, are you like, is there anything I can do? And she's like, yeah, you can go on and try to pre-order it again. And I'm just like, guess what? It's sold out now. Surprise, surprise. Like I was pissed.
Gosh.
Dude, and no joke, if we would have done this, because I think this happened on a Sunday. If we would have because this was like right before the Untrained Eye Crash and Taz takeover. If we would have recorded that episode, you would have heard like multiple F-bombs come out of me. I was pissed.
Damn it, I would have loved to hear that. I'm sorry, I just want to hear you say the F word at least once on this podcast. Just once.
It'll happen. It'll probably be aimed towards Target.
Okay, cool. I mean, my next one will probably be aimed towards Best Buy.
Yeah, but I was
just warning you.
So pissed, and so I was just like, explain, because this lady didn't speak very good English, and I'm just like, okay, listen, I don't think you're getting this, lady. I'm like, I pre-ordered the figure. I got these emails saying that the date changed with nothing to confirm. It just says, we will update you with any other information. And then I get this saying, you didn't confirm something. What didn't I confirm?
I've never heard of a place saying, oh, I need you to confirm this new release date. I'm like, what? Am I supposed to say, no, I don't accept that new release date. I want the original.
Yeah, right? So I'm actually going to pull up the email right now.
Dude, yes, do it.
Just to read word for word what it says.
Dude, I love this so much. Oh my gosh.
Alright, let's see. Yeah, because I thought I screwed up. Like, bad with this, and I didn't. Alright, here's what it says. We're sorry to inform you that an item from your order number blah 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 was canceled. When your item was unexpectedly delayed, we sent an email to get your approval for the revised delivery date, but we didn't hear back from you. We're truly sorry for any inconvenience this may have caused. You have not been charged for the canceled item, blah 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 blah.
That's bullshit.
So that's what that said.
Okay.
The previous figure, or the previous email. So this is the email I got right before it.
Okay.
Thanks for your pre-order. We're just dropping a line to let you know the release date has changed to Thursday, September 9th. We'll reach out if there are any more changes and send an update when your item ships and we charge your card. Visit order details at any time to track the status or cancel the order. Thanks for being our guest. And it just says, then it just has the visit order details and shows me what the pre-ordered item was. That's it.
Dude, that's horseshit.
Yeah,
That
and
is
so
straight horseshit.
the one before that was, we've got a quick update on the item below. The estimated delivery date is now Friday, September 24th. We apologize for the potential delay. Rest assured, you haven't been charged yet for this item. We'll send you another email when it ships. Thanks for being our guest. Visit order details button. What in those emails tells me I needed to confirm anything?
Yeah, exactly. You know what's really funny is that because I actually pulled it up on Target's website. What's really so someone's already reviewed it and they gave it 1 star. I'm wondering if they went through the exact same scenario that you did. Because it still just says coming soon. Pre-orders have sold out. Check back on release date, but it doesn't give a release date.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing that I have to go on is the release date is changed to September 9th, but that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, considering that's already passed.
Yeah. So I was livid. I freaking called and bitched someone out, and I just and it was so hard to get mad at this chick because she didn't understand English all that well. But ultimately she ended up giving me a $10 gift card.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like, this doesn't make it better.
But I appreciate it, but still.
But I'm still going to accept the gift card. And this gift card is going straight towards that damn figure when you freaking bring him back in stock.
Yeah, don't worry, man. I'll keep my eyes out online, and I'll keep my eyes open at the AF and Orem locations.
Yeah.
We're getting you that pop.
Yeah, you're damn straight. I had a whole, I built a pretty bitchin' Hulk shelf, but it's just the aesthetic I was going for got ruined. So I had to change my designs a bit. And
those bitches.
Yeah, freaking assholes. So once that happens, I'm going to add another layer to my shelf, just so I have a little bit more room for the 10-inch. But yeah, I was pissed.
I would be too. That's straight bullshit.
Anyway, getting back to the actual 90s.
Oh yeah, we should probably we should probably say what is actually in this line.
Yeah, getting back into that. So we have 5 new figures coming for this line. We have the classic Spider-Man, where he's just kind of in a basic standing pose. We have Black Cat, which is awesome. I freaking love Black Cat, and this is probably one I'm going to end up getting because I love Black Cat so much. I want to add her to my Marvel collection.
Fair enough.
Probably won't get the Spider-Man just because I have a few Spider-Man that I like more.
It's very simple, but it works.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they have Doc Ock getting released, which is another one that I'm probably going to get.
Oh, so beautiful.
Yeah, because this figure, this is what I think of when people say Doc Ock. I don't think, the comic book, I know they had, the comic book version that they released. Didn't really dig that as much as I dig this one.
Oh, shit, I was going to give you that one, but never mind.
And let's see, Doc Ock. Oh, and then we got Hobgoblin coming out.
Oh, I stopped collecting, but this one is so tempting.
I know.
It's beautiful.
Dude, I forgot how big of a role Hobgoblin played.
Yeah, honestly, it seemed like he had a bigger role than the Green Goblin.
He did. Or at least it felt like it at times.
Yeah. I mean, I'm cool with that because I probably love the Green Goblin a little more, but I freaking love the Hobgoblin. Such a cool ass villain, and oh my gosh, he looks so badass in this show.
Yeah. Yeah, super cool. So yeah, we got that. They do have a glow in the dark edition that's going to be in a poppin' t-shirt combo. The
That
shirt's
Caleb wants.
okay.
Oh, I thought you wanted the shirt. My bad. Oh wait,
not
no, sorry, that was the mini Stay Puft one.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of either of the shirts because they have that one that comes with the Hobgoblin glow in the dark, and then they have another one. I forget. Does that one come with anything?
It doesn't look like it. I think it's just a shirt.
Okay, yeah. So they have another one that's just a shirt, and it looks like Black Cat, Spidey, Madam Webb fighting Doc Ock. At least I think.
Yeah, freaking. Yeah, no, freaking poor Hobgoblin is just the odd man out. I feel bad.
Well, he gets his own shirt, so you can't bitch that much.
That's true. I freaking love the saying that it says on the shirt. It says, "Your move, Spidey."
Love it.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and then the last figure that we got is Madam Webb sitting in her web throne.
I would say I think that's what it's called. I honestly have no idea.
Yeah. So we're getting that one. And that one looks super sick too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, those are the 4 figures coming out. I'm probably going to get 2 of those if I can find them in stores.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not going to go super crazy to get these ones, but yeah, I want them.
The Hulk, though, it's do or die.
Yeah, Hulk is do or die. No freaking question about that.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on from Funko Focus into 4K Spotlight. This week, Free Guy is coming out. And it is getting a couple exclusives. Well, first off, we got just a regular 4K and a regular Blu-ray. The 4K comes with a 4K plus Blu-ray plus digital copy, whereas the Blu-ray just comes with a Blu-ray plus digital copy. For the Best Buy Steelbook, which I already pre-ordered, I don't know, I've learned my lesson with, honestly, Steelbooks and not pre-ordering them. Even though I can only ship it to my house, I can't do store pickup. I'm like willing to take the chance because, you know, if it arrives damaged and they still have some in stock at store, I can just go exchange it really quickly. But yeah, so Steelbook looks really cool. It's Guy with holding his oh my god, what is the coffee? Was it half and half? Some shit. Do you remember at all?
Shit, no.
Okay, damn it.
Dude, my coffee lingo is such garbage.
Dude, my sister got me stuck on drinking coffee every morning now, and now I'm freaking addicted.
Dude.
Yeah. Worth it, though. Worth it.
Is it, though?
Yeah, it actually is. It's actually helped me a lot in the mornings rather than drink. I'd rather drink that than, like an energy drink.
I don't think either of those are really super great for you.
But coffee just tastes so good.
Ew, does it?
Yeah, dude, I freaking love the taste of coffee.
Freaking think it tastes like dirt beans.
How rude. I'm just kidding. Before Caleb hurts my feelings anymore about his feelings for coffee.
Dude, like, the taste of
I'm just
coffee is
kidding.
definitely acquired.
Oh yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah, no, I'll agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I feel like it's, like, I'm weird. Like, anytime I talk to someone about, like, things I do and don't drink, like, it's usually, like, coffee. Like, they'll sit there and be like, oh, what you drinking? Like, because I bring a big old, like, 52-ounce mug of water to work.
God Damn, dude.
Like, it's huge, and I usually, like, fill it full of ice, too. And so I'll come to work in the morning, and I'm holding my mug, and everyone's just like, gotta get that morning Joe, right? And I'm just like, oh, this is water.
Dude, I don't know how you can wake yourself up in the morning without caffeine.
Yeah.
You are a trooper.
I sing karaoke in the morning when I wake up. It helps me get jazzed.
Oh, dude, I ain't got the strength for that. And I shouldn't really bitch because it's only like a 5-minute drive for me to work.
Yeah, mine's not too bad. It's just like seriously 20 minutes the second I step out the door.
Okay, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. But yeah, that's what I do. That's my morning routine. So my morning routine is I fill up my water or my mug, take a shot of orange juice. And then when I'm driving to work, I have like a smoothie drink that I usually have. It's like comes with like a little like juice box looking thing. And so I'll freaking down that before I get to work, and then the rest of the morning I'm drinking water.
Damn, you are so much more healthier than me. Like, wow.
Yeah, but everyone freaking calls me weird because I'm like, oh, I don't drink coffee, and I'm like, they're like, oh, you drink tea, and I'm like, no, I can't stand the taste of tea, and they're like, oh, like, do you like drink on the weekends or something? And I'm like, no, I don't like the taste of alcohol.
It's like, well, then what do you like?
And I'm like, I like water.
I like lemonade.
Yeah, that's what I call my guilty pleasure.
Oh shit! I thought your guilty pleasure was gonna be like Sprite or something, but no, it's lemonade. Okay.
No, the only time I drink Sprite is when I have like a sore throat.
Oh shit! So you don't drink soda whatsoever?
No.
Dude, I gotta take a page out of your diet because, God, dude, I can't go without like a Dr. Pepper every once in a while.
Yeah.
I say once in a while.
Yeah, but at least it like
I'm not going to admit how much I drink though.
Yeah. Well, if you tell people that you don't drink all this other stuff, and then you're just like, oh, but I drink coffee, they're just like, oh, okay. Like, there's like no big deal about that. But since I don't do any of that, they're just like I have one coworker that's just like, what keeps you, why do you still have a will to live?
It's called my wife and my kid.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I mean, I like, yeah, my guilty pleasure is my freaking lemonade. When I'm not drinking water, I'm usually drinking lemonade.
Oh man!
And then every once in a while, when I want to get crazy, I have strawberry lemonade.
Whoa, dude, calm down. Getting a little too wild up in here.
Super wild.
Whew, dude. I want to go back to like the shot of orange juice. Like, how big is the glass?
I just usually I have like my own separate orange juice mug.
Like, is it like a straight up? Oh, so it's a mug. It's not like an actual like a shot glass.
No, I don't like legit do a shot. I just drink out of the carton.
I was gonna say, like, dude, freaking rebel drinking out of the carton, bad boy.
You never realize how pathetic you sound until you start like listing things out loud.
It's not pathetic. Like you said, it's your own juice. It's not like Iris or Brielle drink it too.
No.
So who gives a shit?
No, Brielle, or Gary gets me my own gallon mug of orange juice, and that's what I freaking drink every morning.
Oh, I love it.
And then when I have like a particularly rough morning, I just like start gulping it down a little bit.
If he wants to feel really rambunctious, he's gonna brush his teeth first and then drink it. Living on the wild side.
Truth. Anyway.
So anyway, free Guy Steelbook. So it's just him holding his cup of coffee with like a bunch of items from the movie in the background. It's a simple steelbook, but I dig it. And you know me, I'm a steelbook whore, so I have to have every steelbook. It's very rare that I don't get a movie that has a steelbook released. But it will also be getting a Target exclusive, which is, what does it come with? So it's they say it's an art edition, exclusive original design, and it includes 2 limited edition foil etched prints. So it actually does look pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think I actually like this. I think this design actually would have worked better for the steelbook, if I'm being honest. Because I like that it's more simplistic, and for the actually I'm honestly sometimes I prefer that on a steelbook. Simplicity is, I feel, can be sometimes a steelbook's best friend.
Very, very much so.
But so yeah, if you guys want to pick up Free Guy, comes out this Tuesday. Like I said, steelbook's going to Best Buy, and then this limited edition foil etched prints pack of 2 will be going to Target. So yeah. So moving on to Through the Wall, they released the final trailer for the Chucky series, and this trailer is way better than the first one. This actually does get me excited for the series.
Oh, infinitely better.
Yeah. And it actually finally showcases where these characters coming back are going to be. It's about damn time. I was wondering where Andy and Neca were. Well, and Tiffany. But so basically the storyline of this new series is going to be that, so if you guys have not seen Cult of Chucky, a little bit of a spoiler here. Basically Chucky was able to find a way to split his soul into numerous good guy dolls, but then also he's able to split it into humans as well. So he's able to put his spirit into Neca, but by doing this, he basically splits his soul into so many different pieces that he has a part in Neca, and then he also has a part in just like a good guy doll. So it looks like the storyline is going to be basically you have Neca and Tiffany, or should I say Neca and Chucky in Neca's body, and Tiffany doing their own thing, and then you have Andy and Kyle being from Child's Play 2, Andy's adopted sister, basically going after Chucky and trying to put a stop to him. Shocker. And then I guess you have Chucky, Charles E. Ray, coming back to his hometown around Halloween. Shocker. They never really say why he's coming back to his hometown. Like, I don't think I ever heard something saying like, oh, he's come back to finish what he started. And if they did, I would have been like, well, what the hell has he even started? It's not like he put his soul into the doll in this freaking town. He did it in Chicago, Illinois. So that part I'm like kind of confused with on the story. But no, honestly, such a better trailer than the first one. That's like the biggest positive that I can say about this trailer.
Yeah, definitely gets you way more hyped. Gives you a lot of like little story nuggets.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Like I'm really excited to see what they do with Tiffany and Neca.
I'm actually, like, I'm excited for that too, but I think for some reason, even though I do not love Alex Vincent's acting, I wish it was better. I hope that he took some acting lessons for this one. But I am honestly really excited to see Andy and Kyle's story arc in the series, because I loved them so much together in Child's Play 2. I can't wait to see the adult version.
Yeah. Hey, this is going to be great, I feel. Like, I feel like there's just so much that they can do, because I feel like they just left such an open book at the end of Cult of Chucky.
They really did, honestly.
And my money onto why he is he's coming back to his hometown. I'm willing to bet you that there's something that he hid, or maybe some voodoo thing that he needs to do, but he needs to be like in the place of his birth or whatever. Like, just I'm willing to bet it's something along those lines. Like it's for some voodoo shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. After Seed of Chucky, has the Heart of Heart of Damballa come back into play at all? Has he ever held that in Curse or Cult?
I'm not remembering it, so I doubt it.
I mean, I just don't know. That'd be kind of like weird if they're just like, oh yeah, he came back for this, and it's like, well, then how the hell did it wind up there in the first place? Did Glenn ship it there? Because as far as I know, I think Glenn was the last one to have it. Because I don't think he ever gave it to Chucky or Tiffany in Seed of Chucky.
What's the name? What's the name of their son? Isn't it Glenn?
Yeah, Glenn/Glenda.
Yeah. What if Glenn's there?
Dude, I think like Don Mancini like really wants to put him in there, but like Universal has like straight up said no. That was your worst part of the franchise. You're not bringing that character back.
Dude, I would make... If I had something like that, I would abuse the shit out of it.
Well, and honestly, considering that Billy Boyd voiced Glenn, I mean, I don't know if he would actually even come back for it. They'd probably have to replace his voice.
I don't think that'd be difficult to do.
Fair.
I think now you could probably get away with doing like Will Forte.
Dude, that's not a bad replacement.
Yeah, I think he does a really good voice acting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But also one thing, the animatronics look a lot better in this trailer than they did in the last.
So much better.
Chucky definitely looks a lot better. I still really want to know. There's a scene so after the kid, I'm assuming the main focus of the series, buys Chucky, he's seen carrying him in high school, and I'm just like, dude, I'm sorry, I don't condone this activity, but you're just asking for something to happen when you bring in a doll to high school. High school kids are mean. They're dickheads. We both went through it. It sucked.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want, unless Chucky had a knife to my throat, I am not bringing a good guy doll to high school.
Yeah, that'd be a tough sell. I don't even think he's in high school. I think he's in junior high, and somehow that's worse.
Oh, that is way... Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, junior high kids are way more of an ass. They are more asshole than high school.
Yeah.
Because everyone's still trying to find out who they are and all that fun stuff, and everyone is just dickheads to each other.
Dude, no joke. And I feel like that's a lot coming from us who grew up in a school that I think relative to other areas was not as bad as like some other high schools.
That's fair. I mean, thankfully, because I mean, I've heard stories about like kids that grew up together through elementary that they just stopped talking once they hit middle school, just because they went off in their different groups. They changed. I never went through that just because I moved to Utah right when middle school started. So basically I had zero friends to begin with, so I was A-okay.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of, like, I don't even recall anything like overly aggressive happening at our school. Actually, that's not true. I feel like I've told you about this. There was a kid that went to our school. I had a science class with this kid. I think you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I think so. Is it Jordan?
David.
Oh, David. Oh.
You remember him?
Last name?
I don't know his last name. I'll explain him a little bit.
Okay.
He was like he was the quiet kid that probably could have brought a gun to school. You know who I'm talking about now?
Yeah, I do. Because, dude, I see him. He actually comes into Fresh Market.
He's the most aggravating kid on the planet. Thinks he knows everything. But also doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut. So we were in a science class together. And the teacher asked a question. There was this kid, he raised his hand, so David raised his hand, and then some other kid raised his hand. And this kid was like a football jock. And I think he was in student council too, but I mean, that's not super important. But either way.
That's kind of like a double hitter when it comes to popularity. And
yeah, I know. I don't know why. It's just like, ooh, like you popularity contest, whoop-de-frickin' do.
Right?
Anyway, so the jock raised his hand to answer the question. He got the answer wrong. And so the teacher was looking around, and then it's like, okay, David, what about you? Answered the question, and he's just like, correct. Moved on with his lesson. I was like, I sat behind this jock, and then kind of diagonally from David.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like this dude had the best intentions, I feel. He leaned over to David after he answered, and he's just like, wow, dude, you're really smart. And then David's just like, I'm actually not all that smart. You're just stupid. And I'm like, oh! And so after class, apparently word travels fast, and so all of his football buddies grabbed David, threw him in a garbage can, and then kicked that garbage can down the stairs. Shit. And I will say, I did see all of this, and I'm not some asshole that just sits around and watches this. They were trying to throw him in the can, and I was like, hey guys, this is too far, stop. We can't, you can't do this, we're gonna get in trouble, blah, blah, blah. And so they were just like, okay, yeah, and just so they started, picking him up, and then David... I still laugh about it, because it's just So David, when they set him back on the ground on both feet, he looked over at me and he's like, I didn't need your help.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, hey, you were getting shoved in a trash can. It looks like you did. And he's just like, so he told me, he's just like, if I want your help, I'll ask for it. And I'm like,
it's like, gentlemen?
That is exactly what I was just like, have at it. And so, yeah, then they picked him up, threw him in, kicked him down the stairs.
I mean, to me, you had no other choice.
Hey, I tried.
Yeah,
I tried, but
exactly.
you just had to be an asshole.
Yeah. You just had to add the cherry on top.
Yep. So that was purely his fault. I tried helping, but dipshit couldn't keep his mouth shut. So for any of you wondering what kind of person I was in school, that's exactly who I was. I'm the guy that's
dude,
like,
I had
hey, no. But if you freaking try and burn me when I'm helping you out, I don't give a shit what happens to you anymore.
Dude, yeah, I would agree.
Anyway. Excitement level for Chucky after this trailer. What are you thinking?
Probably, I'd say an 8.
Yeah, that's actually right where I was at too.
Oh, hell yeah. There we go.
Yeah, it was a good trailer. If you guys aren't excited for the show, we definitely recommend checking it out.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of stink that it is going to be like a week by week of release. But I mean, it's no different than what is released on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and it's going to be on Sci-Fi and what else?
USA, so I don't know what streaming services get those. I think because I want to say the Purge TV series was on USA, and that's on Hulu. So I think I think Hulu will get the Chucky series. I would assume. That's just me assuming.
I'm looking that up right now. Okay, so Sci-Fi available on Hulu.
Okay, sweet. There we go.
Yeah, so with that, I'm assuming you're just gonna have to watch it like the next day.
Yeah. Which
you have our Hulu login, right?
actually, I still have my own Hulu login. I never canceled my Hulu.
Oh, all right. Be that way then.
Well, sorry.
It worked out. We canceled ours for a little while and just renewed it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so stop giving me shit. Anyway, moving on to this week's All Bros headliner. What do you say we get started?
Let's do it.
All right. Alright, so with this week's All Bros headliner, we will be breaking down the Ryan Reynolds film Free Guy. I shouldn't say that because he didn't direct it, but the movie starring Ryan Reynolds, Free Guy. But before we get into the breakdown, we did ask a question on social media, and Caleb, do you have those responses?
Yes, I do.
Hell yeah.
We actually got a decent amount of responses this week. I'll start over on Twitter. So the question that we asked was, which video game world would you want to live in? Just kind of, and we did get someone that asked us for clarification on everything, like being like, hey, are we stuck in a stage, or do you have to complete all the obstacles, or do you just live in the world day to day? And so I answered and said that this is more like an NPC situation.
Yeah.
But in cases of side scrollers like Mario or Sonic, you would be kind of like a background character. Like with Sonic, you'd probably be like one of the woodland creatures that's stuck in the robot. Or with Mario, you'd probably be like one of the toads.
I want to be a Goomba. I'm kidding.
Just basically just being a background character that doesn't interact with the main character like that often. So the responses that we did get, the first one we got is coming from Kevin Connor at K Connor Writer, and he said, "Cooking Mama."
That is such an interesting choice. Does he explain it at all?
Yeah, he says, awesome food all the frickin' time. Plus, I love to cook. Dude. And he said that most games have rampant death and destruction. Almost all online games are microtransaction death. Then there are games that are on hyperspeed. Then there is Animal Crossing. That bitch Isabelle, screw her.
Dude, I need to play. Like, I bought Animal Crossing New Horizons on the Switch. I think I've played it once.
You have a
since I bought
Switch?
it. Well, a Switch Lite.
Dude, that's freaking cool. You like it?
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. If you want, next time I'm out there, I can bring it with me.
No, I played Bronson's a little bit, and
Oh, okay.
I've been debating with whether or not to get one.
I'll fully admit, I kind of like. Don't get me wrong, I like the Switch Lite. It's nice being able to just like it being only handheld, because I feel for the most part that's all I really do with it. I wouldn't really connect it to the TV, but then like now thinking about it, like I can't do like the games like Just Dance or like anything like that actually requires you to get up and move. Like you actually have to be holding the two controllers. So yeah, it kind of sucks, but
Are those games that you would have gotten?
probably. I mean, I don't know. Like most of the time when like all these ever since like the 2014 Just Dance, all these new ones that they come out with, I barely know like one song on it.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, I'm just like, am I that old?
Oh, that's awesome. Dude, so I get my like physical workout in with the headset. I've been going through some games and playing with a couple different ones. One I play is like Super Hot, and it's like kind of like slow-mo John Wick. So everything moves in slow-mo unless you're moving your hands. And then so if you move your hands really slow, time will move, but it'll move like the speed that you're moving your hands. And it's crazy because you have like these red characters that you're trying to defeat, and so you get guns and stuff, but you have to become freaking like legit John Wick to play this game. Because I'm like, you can like punch, or you can like, they have stuff that you can throw at people, but when you throw stuff, they continue to fly through the air, so time doesn't like fully stop. And so
shit.
it's a freaking pain in the ass, but it's such a good workout because I'm like ducking, like dodging, like trying to do full body like movement and everything. And then I just got Vader Immortal.
Oh, okay.
And they have a lightsaber dojo, which if you want to talk about working up a sweat, holy shit. Like I play that game for half an hour and I'm dripping. And I don't know if that's because and I'm fairly certain that's not because I'm that out of shape. It's because it is such a good workout. So you like what you're doing, you have the lightsaber and you have like I paid $10 for the game. I would have paid $25 for the lightsaber experience alone. It is a blast. It is a blast. But yeah, so you have your lightsaber, and then you have these enemies coming at you, and like they have different types of enemies. They have some that have lightsabers that you need to like have a duel with, and then they have some of those like little balls that like flow around and shoot blasters at you.
Okay.
And those are insane because like they'll give you a certain amount of those enemies to defeat, and so you'll be like, if you get like overcrowded with them, you'll have like a shit ton of balls of those balls flying around, and then you'll hear like do, and then they'll fire a blaster shot at you, and so you can deflect them with your lightsaber, like back at them, or like deflect them at another enemy. And it's such a pain in the ass because cool. It's a 360 experience, so they can freaking fly behind you and start shooting. And so I was having this issue where, like, it makes you feel like a freaking Jedi. So, because, like, legit, I had one. They typically only do it one at a time, which is nice, but it could be like, like, fire your 3 shots, and then immediately behind you as soon as those 3 shots go off. And so it's like like you block and then you have to like turn around real fast and block those, but I could never turn around fast enough to block them. So I was like, screw it, let's see if this works. And so I deflected the ones in the front and then just put the lightsaber behind me and then deflected those. And I'm like, yes!
Dude, that's so cool.
Dude, it's legit. It is. If there's any game to get, it's that one.
Okay. You're in luck, actually, because I think I just sold it to somebody.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yes!
So, damn, there we go.
Nice.
Finally get the Oculus, what is it? Oculus 2?
The Quest 2.
The Quest 2, that's what it's called.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no joke, it was like 2 days after you freaking ordered the damn thing. The movie theater program that we were going to use to watch movies became incompatible with the Oculus Go, which is what you ordered.
Yeah, and what sucks about Mercari is you have to rate the seller within 3 days. So basically, yeah, if you don't rate the seller in 3 days, you don't check to make sure everything works good. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, oh my god, I'm really screwing this up. I'm sorry. So yeah, if you don't make sure that like everything works, yada yada yada, in 3 days, they'll automatically just rate them 5 stars for you so the seller can get paid. And once that's done, nothing else can happen. Like you can't return it, nothing. It's out of their hands.
That's the worst.
So yeah, that happened to me with a NECA Chucky figure. Basically, I found out that it was actually it was a fake because the paint was smearing. And I had already rated the seller because I hadn't taken it out of the box yet because I was like contemplating if I wanted to take it out of the box or not. And so I finally decided, you know what, why not? I want to display it in like the little good guy box that it comes with, and that is actually what I did. So like you really can't tell that it's like some paint has come off of his overalls. But yeah, freaking like paint is just rubbing off on my fingers. I'm like, yeah, this is a fake. This is bullshit. And so I contact them and they're just like, oh, since, the 3 days have already passed and you've already rated the seller, it's out of our hands. Sorry, there's nothing we can do. I'm like, that is bullshit. The guy sold me a fake item.
Yeah, they should at least give you like 5 days.
Right? It should, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, getting back on track. Yeah, so Cooking Mama. So have you ever played Cooking Mama?
I have not. Have you?
So my cousins used to play that game a lot when they got their Nintendo DS's way back when.
Did you? So you never had a Nintendo DS as a kid?
No, I had a DS.
Dude, I never had one.
They were fun. They were really fun. I
heard. Like, I feel like I missed out. I kind of regret not having one, but oh well.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a really good time. One of my favorite games on that was actually Guitar Hero.
Really?
Yeah. That game
seems like
was
a bitch.
It was. It was such a bitch to play, but it was so much fun. Like, it was insane. It was insane how fun that was.
Okay.
But yeah, so I played Cooking Mama on their DS's a couple times. And it's a pretty fun, like, casual game. Like, you're playing as Cooking Mama. I'm assuming that's what her name is. I haven't, like, gotten deep into the lore or
Turns
anything.
out it's actually Mama Cook.
Mama Cook.
Yep. That's her real name. Mama Cook.
Yeah, so you play in this kitchen and you're just trying to fulfill these orders for people, and like you kind of go through this rush hour phase where it can get pretty crazy, but it's just like different kitchen styles. So it's like, oh, you can be making hamburgers, and so you have to cook everything properly, but if you're letting the hamburgers cook too long, then you burn them, and then it's just like, but you also have like time limit on how happy these people can be. Because like they'll come in with like a full happiness bar, and then once it like goes all the way down to the bottom, they leave.
Okay.
So it's a pretty. It's not like a stress-free game, but it is like like if you can get in a good flow, it's a pretty fun game. And so like this would be a perfect world. Like nothing like too crazy. Like it's just peaceful, it's bright, it's happy unless you don't get your food on time. and
then you just become hangry.
Yeah, and then you get like this rush hour stress every once in a while, but it'd be a pretty decent world to live in if you were going for like not violent.
Yeah. If you don't want to live in like the Grand Theft Auto world, which I would never want to live in a world of Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, exactly.
I've lived in California. That like don't get me wrong, like there are good areas of California, but like some places kind of scared me growing up. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit, we actually got a reply I hadn't seen yet.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, so we got another response from We Watched a Thing. At We Watched a Thing. They said Ocarina of Time. Not in any adventuring capacity, but just to get to hang out as a villager in Kakariko. It looks so cozy. And I've actually played Ocarina of Time, and it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he is absolutely correct. That village looks peaceful as shit.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, then we had let's see, Space Castle at Space Castle Pod respond to him and say, "Yeah, but Ganon inevitably takes over and everything gets awful for 10 years."
Yeah, okay, fair.
And then We Watched a Thing responded and said, "Yes, but in those 10 years we drink."
Oh, I love it.
Freaking love the banter.
That's so great. I love it.
All right, let's see. Our next response comes to us from the Mixed Media Forest podcast at Media Forest Cast. He said, "Viva Pinata. I tend to garden all day and attract various adorable animals that I force to procreate. And when I get bored, I whack everything with a shovel and start over."
I love it. Did you ever play that game?
I've never played that game. Like I didn't know what that game was about until he explained it.
Oh, they're fun as hell.
Is it really?
I only played it on the Wii. But yeah, I remember having a great time. I think I rented it from a Blockbuster, and yeah, I never actually like physically owned it. I only ever rented it, but yeah, from what I remember, the game was a freaking blast.
Yeah, they offer that game for Xbox Game Pass, which I have, so I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, do it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but that sounds super fun.
It.
Let's see. Our last response from Twitter we got was from Grossface Killa at The Real Wutski.
God, I love your name. Grossface Killa.
Dude, freaking Chris Wutski's the best. I freaking love the Night Creature or the Creatures of the Night podcast that he does. I freaking loved his hashtag No Offense podcast too, but he decided to cancel that like a punk.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
Sad.
Freaking lame. But he still does the Creatures of the Night, which I like, so freaking love it. But his answer is actually what my answer would have been.
Okay.
He said, hands down, Skyrim.
That's a good answer.
Dude, I freaking love Skyrim. I have owned Skyrim on every console that I owned, or that I have ever owned. Like, I had it on the 360. It was one of the first games I got for the Xbox One. I didn't... Okay, I kind of take that back a little bit. I did not have it for the PlayStation 4.
Dare you.
But that's because I had it on the Xbox One. So
Okay.
I'll
allow it.
Yeah, so I also had, I don't know why I had it, but I did own it on the PC. I bought it for PC, but I've never been able to play it because I've never had a computer powerful enough to play it. I just wanted to own it.
Fair.
But yeah, so I told him my ultimate life goal, like this is like not like a professional or anything regarding like the podcast or what work I want to do. This is just like a personal goal of mine.
Okay.
With how advanced VR is getting, I want to create a Skyrim VR setup with all of the immersive tech that I can get my hands on.
Okay, that would be super dope.
Yeah, right?
I haven't really dived that much into Skyrim. Honestly, I've barely played it.
It's not for everyone. It's
no,
it's
but
an
like
open
honestly,
world
I
game
would be up for trying that in VR. I would say that.
Yeah, but I want to go all out with this, like all out. Like I this is years in the future for me, but I want to get like I want to have like a good headset. I want to have they have these new gloves, with wires and stuff on them that you can that you put on, and so you can have like your actual hands in the game, so that like all your fingers can move. But then when you go to pick stuff up, you'll feel the tension pulling on your hands.
Dude.
And so it'll like whatever you go to pick up. So like if you went to pick up an apple, it would actually feel like you're holding the apple. Like, and then you could like try.
That's
like
kind of creepy. I don't know why.
It is, but it's just like that level of immersion. I feel it's just like being able to feel what or quote unquote feel what you're holding, and doing that with weapons, like being able to like feel like you're holding a sword or like a freaking axe or whatever. Like I want that level of immersion.
Yeah, okay.
And then I also want to get one of those VR treadmills, the ones that you can like run on.
Dude.
And the technology for that is just getting like out of this world. So eventually it's going to become something that it's going to be commonplace to buy. And so I want one of those because I want to freaking walk through this world.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Like I want all of that shit. I don't care about like having the highest quality graphics. I just want the full immersive experience of it.
No, dude, that's fair. I can understand that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have like a freaking blast when that shit happens. Ugh. But yeah, so I absolutely agree with him. Skyrim would be the best. All right. Oh shit! Did my Facebook page? It sure as hell did. So yeah, that was our last response on Twitter. Moving on over to Facebook. I need to pull this one up real fast. I don't know why I closed the tab. All right, and then we got a couple of responses on Facebook. Like I said, the first response is coming from Sam Nelson. Is this his first time like actually writing in?
I think he has before. At least I think so.
Oh, that's right. He did. He's what was it? Neller Up on Instagram.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Neller Up.
Okay.
I've always wanted to ask him where he got that from.
Yeah. Right. Dude, why hasn't he been on the show yet?
You know what? That's a great question.
We need to make that happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, but his response was, I feel like I'm stuck in Frogger.
You know what? I've never played Frogger ever in my life.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? Sad.
You're insane. That's wild. Dude, Frogger's so much fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it's a pain in the ass. Like the original Frogger, I
It's a
freaking
pain in
hate
the
the
ass.
original Frogger, and it's not because it's like a bad game or anything. It's a really fun game, but it is so difficult.
Oh, I love it.
And just when you
Yeah,
think
I've
you
never
get like,
played Frogger.
oh my gosh, it's so much fun. Like it's aggravating. It's definitely if you're going to play it, I would recommend playing it with friends.
Okay.
So like we'll have to play it when you come over or something. It's that fun. I think the newer Frogger is just kind of like,
I was
whatever.
gonna say friends. You're looking at a friend. That's about all I got.
Yeah,
So
same here. But yeah, Frogger would be an interesting world to live in. I mean, freaking traffic all the time. Like you basically live in traffic.
Shit, man. Yeah, I don't know if I want to try it now.
I know, and you're always like hitting frogs and shit.
Dude, F that. Yeah, dude. Do I really have to play Frogger?
Yeah. Like, you know what Frogger's about, though, right?
I just looked up what it was, so yeah, no
yeah,
idea.
So you play as the frog. You're trying to get from like one end of the screen to the other end of the screen, and you have like these different holes that you can enter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically that. And so if you lose, you start over from the beginning of the stage, and then if you lose all of your lives, then you begin at the beginning of the game.
Okay.
So it is difficult. But yeah, that would be an interesting world to be a part of. If you're playing as one of the frogs, like that's going to royally suck for you. If you're playing as one of the people in the cars, that's going to be
that bad,
less
right?
fun for you.
Yeah.
All right, and then our last response comes from Sammy Nelson, who said Simpsons Hit and Run, the PlayStation 2 version only.
I really want to know why only the PlayStation 2 version. Like, Sammy, you got to explain this.
Dude, have you played the PlayStation 2 version?
Oh yeah, no, I did. That's the one that I grew up with.
What other versions are there? Did they like remaster it?
No, they need to remaster that shit. But there was a version on Xbox too.
I'm willing to bet it wasn't as good.
Probably, because PlayStation 2 still to me is the greatest console ever made.
I can get behind that, and that's coming from someone who loves Xbox.
Yeah, I miss my PS2 so much.
I feel like Xbox was so difficult to control sometimes.
Is it
the
because
original
of
Xbox.
how bulky?
It was definitely the bulk of the controller. If they would have like freaking streamlined the controller like way sooner, it would have been way better. Like now, I prefer the when it came to like Xbox versus PlayStation 2, I preferred the PlayStation controller. With the 360 and the PlayStation 3, I preferred the 360. And that's just because that's what I was used to. I think it could have easily been a tie had I played the PlayStation 3 more.
Fair.
Once the PlayStation 4 came out, that was a tough one. Because they went back to being like a little bulkier. The Xbox controllers. They went back to being a little bit bulkier, but they felt a little bit more natural in the hand.
Okay.
But there were just some features on the PlayStation 4 controller you just can't beat. Like the freaking little touchscreen thing.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Like, oh my gosh, typing on the PlayStation 4 was so easy. So easy.
Let's hope the PS5 is just as easy.
I hear it is.
Good.
I know
awesome.
someone that has a PlayStation 5, and they say that it's basically the same. They do say that I think the one feature that they have is like the pressure sensitivity on the triggers.
Oh, okay.
So they say that that's really nice, especially when you're playing games like Spiderman.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Okay, makes sense.
But yeah. But Simpsons Hit and Run, a freaking classic. An absolute classic of a game. But yeah, if we're talking like living in the world, the PlayStation 2 is a very specific choice.
Yeah, no, very specific. And you know what? I don't blame you, Sammy, because such great memories playing that game with my sister growing up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So thank you everyone that answered our question of the week. This is like easily one of our more popular questions.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. I love it.
Hell yeah. So we appreciate each and every one of you.
Yes, we do.
So with that, I think we can get into our breakdown. So if you are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually grade to come to a final All Bros letter grade. The 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal grade at the very end. Then all of that math gets...
Hey, it's magic.
Wait. All of those numbers get mathed up.
Maybe you should start drinking coffee.
I know, right? Yeah, so all of these numbers get thrown into our magical algorithm that spits out our final All Bros letter grade for it, and it comes out as a schoolhouse grade. So
there you go. You got it. He's got it, guys.
Yeah. So anyway, if you have not seen Free Guy, we are about to spoil the entire freaking movie for you. So yeah.
Yeah.
So reading with Rose time, everyone.
Everyone's favorite time.
Everyone's favorite. Honestly, I feel like that truly is.
Yay! I'm special. Alright, so Guy is a non-player character, also known as NPC, in an open-world video game, Free City, developed by Tsunami Games. Unaware that the world he lives in is a video game, he works as a bank teller alongside his best friend and the bank security guard, Buddy. In the real world, Millie Rusk, who plays Molotov Girl, tries to find evidence of being the rightful owner of the source code stolen by head developer Antoine, I'm going to butcher his last name, Hovachelik, while co-developer Walter McKee works at Tsunami. In the game, Molotov Girl catches Guy's attention by singing his favorite song and begins to deviate from his programming. Taking a pair of sunglasses from a player robbing the bank, Guy sees Free City through the player's head-up display, HUD, and tries to catch up with Molotov Girl. Guy meets Millie at the stash, a well-guarded compound that holds evidence of her source code. Thinking Guy is another novice player, she advises him to level up after their failed break-in. Keys and coworker Mauser, believing Guy to be a hacker disguised as an NPC, unsuccessfully try to ban him from the game. Rapidly progressing the game by completing missions via good acts, Guy stands out from the other players and becomes a worldwide sensation as Blue Shirt Guy. Guy helps Millie escape from the stash after her second failed break-in. Millie is bewildered when Guy wants to kiss her, as this function is unavailable in the game. Keys reveals to Millie that Guy is truly an NPC and that his self-awareness came from artificial intelligence the artificial intelligence code containing Millie's personal preferences that Keys had included in Life Itself, the original game the duo developed. This, in turn, led Guy to develop a romantic interest in Millie, while his interactions with other NPCs have led them to develop self-awareness. Keys agrees to help Millie retrieve their code before Free City is wiped from Tsunami's servers to make way for Free City 2. When Millie tells Guy the truth of his situation, Guy becomes frustrated with his reality and breaks off their relationship. However, through a conversation with Buddy, Guy realizes that there was something more to their reality and returns to Millie. With Buddy's connections with the security guards, Guy successfully retrieves the evidence from the stash. As Guy's continued popularity threatens the launch of Free City 2, Antoine orders a reboot which temporarily removes Guy's memories. Millie restores his sentience by kissing him, and he recalls the location of the island, the only part of life itself and proof of Millie and Key's original code. As Guy and Molotov Girl travel to the island, Antoine resorts to manipulating the game to kill Guy and Molotov Girl, but his attempts were subverted by Keys, who broadcast the effort to all the players who were ejected from the game. Antoine fires Keys and sends Dude, a muscular, unfinished copy of Guy developed for Free City 2, into the game. While he is overpowered, Guy puts his sunglasses on Dude, which distracts him and allows Guy to run towards the island. Meanwhile, Antoine destroys the game servers that obliterate most of the city, the NPCs, and the players, but Guy reaches the island. Before Antoine destroys the remaining server, Millie offers a deal to abandon her lawsuit and surrender the Free City intellectual property, along with the profits from the game, to her and Keys. Antoine accepts, and the game's inhabitants are saved. Without Millie and Key's code, Free City 2 is a catastrophic failure at launch, while Antoine is vilified by the media and arrested for theft and criminal damage. Keys, Mauser, and Millie release Free Life using their recovered code, bringing Guy, Buddy, Dude, and the other Free City NPCs into it. In the game, Guy reveals to Millie that his code was in fact a love letter to her, and Millie embraces Keys. Meanwhile, Guy, along with Dude, reunites with Buddy, and they begin to live their own lives in Free Life without having to follow their original Free City coding.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, this was such a good little story.
It was, honestly, I was actually amazed of how well this worked.
Dude, I am too. It worked amazingly well. I was excited to see this movie just because Ryan Reynolds.
Same.
Because I think Ryan Reynolds is the only person in the world. That's not true. There's actually a few that I'd go gay for. just like most straight men, I feel.
Dude, every single video I see of people saying, "Oh yeah, I'm completely straight. I would never go gay for any guy," and then it just shows a picture of Ryan Reynolds, and they'll just be like, "Well."
Oh my gosh. Have you seen those TikToks with the gay test?
I don't think I have, actually.
Oh my gosh. So it's from that show Big Mouth.
Okay.
And it's saying, all right, he's saying, all right, we're going to take some sort of test. And he's like, is this an eye test? And he's like, no, it's a gay test. And he's like, number 1 or number 2? And it's just some average Joe versus a girl.
Oh.
And then they're just like, number 2? And he's like, okay. Number 2? Or then number 2? Or number 3, and number 3 is, it's the girl, and then number 3 is Ryan Reynolds, and he's just like, oh my gosh, and he's just like, right? He's like, maybe I am gay?
I love it.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel with Ryan.
Fair enough, dude. Fair enough.
They've done that with a few. They've done that with Zac Efron a few times. And I'm not I don't necessarily like Zac Efron that way. But there is one picture of him that I'm like, oh shit. They did that, they did the picture of him in High School Musical. And then Vanessa Hudgens in that movie. So that was the number 1, number 2. And then he's like, number 2 or number 3. And then it was that picture of Zac Efron on the horse. And I'm like, oh, damn. I'm like, maybe I am
gay. Or, maybe I'm just bisexual,
Yeah.
I don't know. Ryan Reynolds, you're confusing. Ryan Reynolds and Zac Efron, you're confusing me.
Yeah. But, like, normally I'm not attracted to Zac Efron, but it was just that one picture. I'm just like, ooh. All right.
It's like, that's doing something for
Like,
me.
I see you.
Oh,
Anyway, before we
moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Getting into the story, I loved like the concept of this. So the way that they explain what happens and how the how Guy kind of becomes sentient for all intents and purposes is that his code is meant to follow a loop. He's constantly in a loop doing the same thing every day, like, and he has these, like, they wrote him to have like these actual feelings of kind of going after the girl or always being in search of this girl. And it was like a very specific type of girl, and so when it ended up being this Molotov girl, like, kind of set that off, and he suddenly became aware.
Yeah.
Like, that's how
It's
they
a very
explained
cool
it.
idea.
Yeah, like how they become AI, like true AI, where they have their own thoughts, their own feelings or whatever, is something causes them to break the loop.
Yeah.
And so with him, it was meeting a Molotov girl that broke his loop. Like, it was almost like he found what he'd been searching for that broke his loop, and he was able to become an AI out of that and start doing things that normal NPCs weren't allowed to do or couldn't do. They did explain that a couple times, or they did that a few times in the show. Like with the barista, he went in and he ordered the same thing from like the coffee shop every single day, but then like he comes in and he's just like, I actually want to order a cappuccino, and she's just like, what?
He's like, what did you say?
Yeah, and then it's like, no, everyone orders this, like everyone orders this, and then he's like the whole place starts like freaking out, and he's just like, I'm just kidding. And so that is what breaks the barista out of her loop, and she starts like experimenting with different coffee, like the flavors and whatnot. And then like I think there was just some like escort, and so Guy like explains to her like, you don't need a man, like you don't need this, like you can be like your own person, like, and she's just like, yeah. And then what was it, Key starts explaining like she's writing this like feminist book that is very insightful. Like, it's just like I loved it because it's like, oh, it's this one thing that breaks them out of the loop. Like, I just loved that concept, and like they never deviated from that, I feel.
No, not at all.
Like, it was always like no times throughout this where they like, oh, like nothing happened to this character, but it's like it's working for them.
Yeah.
Or like he's suddenly like an artificial intelligence. No, like they went through and they broke down all of these characters. Like something broke them out of their loop, and then they became like independent people.
I just loved his whole saying, and don't have a good day, have a great day.
Such a fun saying.
It is. And especially coming from, I don't know, Ryan Reynolds just like really sells that.
He does. I don't know if anyone else could have done what he did.
Yeah, right? Oh, so good. How did you feel about like when it came to like the actual like not like video game storyline, but the actual like, you know, like developing side with like Joe Keary's character, all those kind of people, Taika Waititi. Did you like that part of the story?
That's a good question. I liked it as much as I could, but
Okay.
anytime they went to that or they stayed on it too long, I'm like, I want to go back into the video game world.
That's fair. I mean, I actually, I would agree. I enjoyed it as much as I could. I'll admit, like, I don't really see, I really have not seen a lot of Taika Waititi actually acting. So seeing him act in this was actually like, this honestly actually might be the first time I've seen him acting and not directing. Like, dead serious.
Have you seen Green Lantern?
No.
He was,
and I haven't seen Jojo Rabbit.
I haven't seen Jojo Rabbit either. I need to watch that.
Yeah, I do too. But so like freaking seeing him like being like an asshole of a boss that thinks he's like so good, and it was freaking awesome. I loved it. So like that part of the storyline I did like. Like honestly, I wish Joe Keery's character got more to do. Because it kind of sucked that like, you know, like he's just helping this girl out with trying to get this game back, and then all of a sudden at the end it's just like, oh, Guy's code was written because Joe Keery's character was in love with you, and that's why he fell for you when he first saw you. And I'm just like, I mean, did you like that?
I'm a cheesy, hopeless romantic, so yes.
Okay.
I did really like that. Because
I mean, I can just be two even though I'm single as fuck.
Yeah. It's
my bad. I'm sorry. I meant for it to just be my bad. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, but I really like that romantic take that they took on it. Like, I think that it definitely does come off very cheesy, and I did reflect that in my score.
Okay.
Which, speaking of which, we gave the story an 82.
Yeah. Okay, not bad.
Yeah, definitely not bad. I was a few points higher than you. But yeah, I think it was just they played it off like it does explain, like, these characters do need to be written. Like when you are developing an AI, you do have base code that they follow, and it's building off of that base code.
Yeah.
So it did explain, like, okay, this is why some of my pop figures fell down.
Oh.
It did explain why Guy fell out of the loop that he did. It was very, like, building upon this romantic aspect of him. Like, he's going off this base code that Keyes wrote for him.
Yeah.
Like, that's who he is. He's this character searching for a very particular girl. And so when he finds her, like, that's the I don't know, that's just like the launching off point for this.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. And
yeah,
for the most part, I feel it worked.
I think it did too. I think where the story suffers a bit is on in the real world side of it.
I would definitely agree with you. Definitely.
Like, it just felt odd with some things. Like when Millie was trying to perform this heist to get this game footage. It's like, okay, why didn't she just go to, like, if this were me, I would just go to the YouTuber.
Yeah, right? Wouldn't that have been easier?
Yeah. Like, or the live streamer, whatever the hell he is.
But freaking, I'll take any chance I can to see Channing Tatum in anything, because I think that guy actually has a very he's very good when it comes to comedy, and I wish he would do more.
Dude, same. I think
Like,
he's hilarious.
Yeah, when it comes to the Jump Street movies, I think he's funnier than Jonah Hill. I said it.
That's bold.
Yeah, no, it is. But in those, I think he's funnier. Jonah Hill's funny in those movies. Don't get me wrong, but Channing Tatum's funnier in my opinion.
All right. But, I mean, I will agree with you. He is very, very good at playing comedic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like those things that kind of threw me out of the story a bit. It's just like, why do you need to specifically be performing a heist on this?
Yeah,
in the
I
game. Like, you could be going anywhere for this if you wanted, and it just like would get you in less trouble. But the only way to figure out this information is by playing the game. That's where I'm like, not quite buying
I get you, man. Yeah, I get you.
Other than that, I do really appreciate the I did really like how they ended up hiding the island.
That was a really cool little storyline. I actually really did like that.
Yeah, so the way that they were hiding the original code for Free Life, or was it called Free Life?
Yeah, Free Life.
Yeah, so like how they originally hid the code because Antoine, the main guy, so Taika Waititi's character, he wasn't supposed to be using the code that Keys and Millie developed. But he was using it, and so to hide the island, he basically hid it in the code. But they were able to find out that Guy was able to find out, or Guy and Millie, they both kind of figured out that you could still see the island through the reflection, because that was something that Antoine couldn't hide. He couldn't hide the reflection, or just overlooked hiding the reflection. And so it would reflect on these different surfaces, and in this case it was reflecting on the blinds.
Which I think that is such a cool addition, that like even though you try to cover up like everything that you can when it comes to the original version of a game, there are still like bits and pieces that can be left over. I think it's so freaking cool.
I would love to talk to a game developer and see how accurate some of the these terminologies could be.
Yeah.
Or if that's even possible. Like, could you hide this island? Like, could you hide this and still see like reflections if you had like the ray tracing information? Because that's what a lot of the game had, or that's something I remember them talking about, that the game had ray tracing, and so it would make sense, like the reflection from ray tracing. I really it feels stupid, like the idea of it, but I really liked Dude.
It was okay. The best part about Dude was that whole scene when they pop up with the Captain America, or Guy pops up with the Captain America shield.
Oh my hell.
And it cuts to Chris Evans holding the phone. He's just like, what the shit? Freaking great. It's freaking great. I love that scene.
Dude, I lost my mind.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, but because Guy was able to level up so quickly throughout the game, and all he was doing was like being the good guy, he was able to get all of these crazy what are they? Just items to
Power?
use. Yeah,
Yeah.
power-ups or whatever to use. And he freaking pulls out Captain America's shield. Like, this was crazy. Because this was before, or this movie was made, wasn't it like right during the Fox Disney deal?
I don't know, actually. That's a good question.
Yeah, because I feel like it was one of those movies that was just kind of like caught in limbo for a little while
Yeah.
because of that deal. And so they just freaking went all out and were just like, yeah, we're using Disney shit. And that whole fight between Guy and Dude was hilarious.
I was not expecting him to pull out a lightsaber. That was definitely a huge surprise for me.
Oh my gosh, dude, I lost my mind. I was laughing my ass off because he freaking pulls out the shield and then he immediately goes with like a Hulk punch, and then he like pulls this epic moment where he pulls like a lightsaber. I was losing my mind. I was laughing so hard. Like it was great. It was just amazing what they did.
It was that Chris Evans cameo was just fantastic, and I'm honestly so glad that they put it in there.
Oh my gosh, that was the cherry on top.
Oh, absolutely.
I was laughing really hard when I saw the shield and saw what they were doing with that. And I'm like, that's funny. And then I saw Chris Evans, and I'm like, oh my god, like it just elevated that scene so freaking much. But yeah, it was a blast of a story. Unfortunately, it did have some issues. And I think the biggest issues was just what was happening in the real world.
Yeah.
Everything else in Free City was entertaining and fun and had a really nice flow. It was just anytime they switched over to the real world, I had a little bit of struggle, like caring.
No, I can agree with you on that. That's fair.
Yeah. So like I said, we gave the story an 82. Moving on over to the writing, we actually bumped it up a little bit. We went up to 84.
The writing was super, super good. Honestly, all of the jokes landed. Even one that I did not expect them to come at us with, and it is when I think it's when like Guy and Molotov Girl are just walking. I think they're about to get their I think they've already gotten their bubblegum ice cream, and he's just like, "Hey, I got a joke for you," and he's just like, "So homosexual and a guy in a wheelchair walk into a bar," and she's just like, "Whoa, no, let's stop there," and he's just like, "What? This is like the only joke I've ever heard," or some shit like that. And even though he never got to finish the joke, I laughed. It was pretty funny.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Dude, it wasn't even like really a joke. It was just the reactions from Ryan Reynolds, like, and just the way that he was able to pull those off. Like, I feel like, and I included this in writing because I didn't know where to put it. But it honestly could have been put in acting. But I think it's just the way that Guy was written. When they were in that den where they were trying to get the game footage and everything.
Oh yeah.
And so they were doing like all of like the crazy fights and whatever, and Guy freaking like is fighting that one dude with the steering wheel and like breaks his leg or breaks his arm, and he's like like freaking out, just like almost like panic crying.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh, I was dying Like, I freaking loved that shit. Like, anytime that he was, like, doing something, like, reacting. And, yeah, thinking about it, like, saying it out loud, I probably should have thrown it more into the acting. But those were some of my favorite bits, just the reaction stuff.
I think... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, and some of the other jokes that I feel, like, the reason I docked it was, unfortunately, because of Taika Waititi. I felt like his writing or his dialogue was just sometimes a little too much.
It definitely was over the top.
Yeah, especially when it came to Dude. And, like, I thought it was so funny when Dude came out and you see him for the first time and he's like, catchphrase. And then he's just like, catchphrase. And then he's just like, oh yeah, we haven't, like, made a catchphrase for him yet. And then I think it was just, like, the way that he delivered or just said well, if you think about it, having catchphrase as a catchphrase is a pretty cool catchphrase. I'm like,
it's not.
Like, that that felt icky.
Yeah. Nah, that's fair.
Yeah, so it was shit like that I'm just like, ugh.
I know this was in the trailer, but still made me laugh. The part where Guy blows that guy away and he's just like, oh, he's just sleeping, and freaking Buddy, he's just like, what are you talking about? That man is dead. But Guy's just like, he's really sleepy. that still made me laugh. It's still it's really funny writing.
Yeah. I think what was funny about that was the fact that he got Hugh Jackman to come do a voice.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
And I think the one that he blew away was Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, dude, that's so cool.
Did you not catch those?
No, I didn't. I'll have to go back and listen.
So the one that gives Molotov Girl the map.
Yeah.
That one was Hugh Jackman. And then one of the bank robbers was The Rock.
That's so cool. How did I miss that?
Yeah, I honestly would have missed it too. Like, okay. I would have missed it, but they sounded just familiar enough, and I saw them in the credits. I'm just like, I knew it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I loved that little Easter egg. Yeah, I'm trying to think of, like, other stuff. Oh, what I really liked too was the way that the avatars, when you got to see their real world personas, and it was like little girls.
Oh yeah.
Or I don't know, just like random like coming out of like a fully grown man. Like, you hear this fully grown man talking. Like, it was the freaking Rock talking in the game, and then you see, like, the real world. It's these two little girls.
Yeah, freaking one's just like, come on, just smoke his ass already. I'm like, damn.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that shit was great. Yeah, loved how he got the sunglasses, and I love that he didn't, like, have the same pair. Like, he always had, like, it was like every single day he had, like, a different pair of sunglasses.
Yeah, I did like that touch.
It's so fun. Like, I think there was, like, a couple times where he was wearing, like, really feminine looking sunglasses.
Yeah.
That was just so funny. Gosh, there was one joke that, like, I'm not gonna remember it. I'll have to rewatch the movie. But yeah, it was like this again. I think the writing had the same issues as the story. It was slightly stronger, I'll say, just because I think that had to do a lot with Ryan Reynolds just enhancing the writing.
I can agree with that.
Um,
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think the writing that I didn't care as much about was always the stuff in the real world.
Yeah.
Especially
That's
between Keys and what was his name, Mouser.
Honestly, the only time that I liked Mouser was when they enter the video game world and he's freaking a bunny or a rabbit, and their banter between them and Guy, pretty great scene. I really liked that, but other than that, Mouse kind of annoyed the hell out of me.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, so like I said, writing got a couple points higher, scored an 84. Acting, we were actually unanimous on this one. We gave it an 88.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Sweet.
so let's see. We had Ryan Reynolds, who played Guy. And if you guys don't know who the hell Ryan Reynolds is, you're living under a freaking bridge.
Dude, seriously.
We had Jody Comer, who played Millie and Molotov Girl. And she... Let's see what else she's been in. Oh shit, she was in Rise of Skywalker as Rey's mother.
Really?
Yeah, that's weird.
A little bit.
Not seeing anything else that I recognize her from.
That is really, yeah, that's kind of like really weird that she played Rey's mom.
Yeah, a little bit. So this is kind of one of her biggest roles. Well, that's not true. She was in Killing Eve, which was a TV show, or which is a TV show. Apparently it's still going. But she played Villanelle. So, all right. Let's see. Then Joe Keary, who most people would recognize from Stranger Things. And then did you include anyone else?
No, it was really mostly those three.
Yeah, I kind of threw everyone else under the extras banner, including Taika.
Yeah. Like Taika brought the supporting down a little bit, but Lil Rel, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Lil Rel Howery, brought it up because I freaking loved him in this movie.
Yeah, same here. He was great.
He was great as Buddy.
So yeah, we ended up giving acting an 88. Who was your top three?
Number one, of course, Ryan Reynolds. Like, Ryan Reynolds carries this movie.
Absolutely.
As he does for a lot of his movies. But that's just because he's such a good actor. And he's so likable. Like, how could you not like Ryan Reynolds? Like, he's too likable, and I freaking love the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I would actually give to Joe Keary. I was actually surprised of how much I liked his character in this. I love him in Stranger Things. He's actually one of my favorite characters. I love him as oh my god,
Steve.
Steve. Thank you. I'm sorry. And you know, like honestly, throughout the movie, I do love seeing his. For the most part, I do really like seeing his and Millie's relationship. Like, you kind of start to see how much he actually did really like her, because there is a part where he said like, "Oh yeah, you know, like I designed his his feelings around how I felt about you," and she kind of just blows it off. She's just like, "Oh, okay, so this is how the code goes," and you're just like, he just kind of poured his heart and soul out to you, and you're just kind of passing through it. Okay, whatever.
That's what I caught too. I'm just like, "Aw," and then she like just turned everything off and like left. I'm like, "Excuse you?"
Yeah.
Like that is not the order of operations here.
That's not how this works. But yeah, no, I really liked his character. I thought he did a really good job with what he was given. He played, I think he does actually a really good job playing the nerdy character, and here he did it very well. And third would be Jody Comer. I actually liked her better when she was just Millie. For some reason, Molotov Girl kind of annoyed me.
Dude, same.
Okay.
Here.
Okay, good. I'm not the only one.
Yeah. Dude, every time I think that our top 3 is going to, like, match up, like, you always... like, usually it's pretty close. Like, there's some that I can be like, okay, like, it was just like a 50-50 coin flip on some characters.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this one...
what brings her down to third is it's strictly because Molotov Girl. Her other half of her character kind of just ruins it for me, whereas all of Joe Keery's character with Keys, I liked. I really, really liked. So that's what shot her down to third for me.
Yeah, I'm actually Ryan Reynolds on top. Ovs.
I was going to kick your ass if he wasn't, honestly.
Dude, I feel so gross for saying ovs.
Dude, you're trying to keep up with the trends. Trying to keep up with the kids of today.
I know, I feel like such a dad when I say that. Yeah, the number 2 I'd have to give to Jody Comer. I liked her a lot. I think how much I liked her as Millie and how much I was annoyed with her as Molotov Girl. It was close, but I liked Millie a lot more than I was annoyed with Molotov Girl.
That's fair.
And then Keys kind of felt like a sad boy a little bit and was kind of getting on my nerves at times.
Can we just talk about how do we go from a name like Millie to a name Keys? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm not trying to be like a dickhead when it comes to like naming your child, but
well, I think that's his last name.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I think that's just what they called a lot of these characters.
Okay, you know what? I guess I can't really be mad because you call me by my last name, and I'm sure people would just be like, "What? Why the hell is his name Rose? That doesn't make sense. He's not a girl." I mean, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of sound like an asshole. So I'm gonna take back what I just said.
Nah, you're good. Yeah, they all did a really, really good job. Unfortunately, I think Jody Comer and Joe Keery were just kind of overshadowed a bit.
They honestly, I want your opinion really quickly. So towards the ending, she has that like, oh my god, it's actually him, it's Keys that loves me, and so she goes to meet him at the coffee shop that he goes to, and she shouts his name across the street, and he turns around and sees her, and they just smile at each other, don't run towards each other, and then it just cuts to black. I'm like,
yep, I had the exact same thoughts.
Yeah, I'm like, seriously?
Yeah, that is honestly, I feel what would made my score for them dive.
Yeah.
It's just how awkward that was.
It was. Like, it's a freaking movie. Just run out into the middle of the street and embrace each other.
Yeah, like, it's all about the timing. And they were just standing there staring at each other a few seconds too long.
Yeah.
And it felt like eternity.
It kind of got weird.
I'm just like,
go.
Go.
Never did. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
that's what murdered their score. I'm just like, no, I cannot handle how awkward this is.
Yeah.
It was just like what I was truly expecting. I knew that they weren't, like, because they were across the street from each other, I knew that they weren't going to, like, I had a feeling that they weren't going to, like, embrace or kiss or whatever.
Okay.
What I was kind of expecting them to do was for Keys to, like, maybe try and run across the street and get hit by a car, because that kind of was the running joke.
That's true. That would have been funny.
Yeah, like,
And,
obviously if he would have been, like, fine, like, or not, like, hit with the car, more like love tapped.
yeah, and, like, maybe he falls onto the floor, she runs over, they laugh it off, and then they kiss.
Yeah, something along those lines.
See?
But
We just wrote a better ending to their love story.
yeah, but it's just the way they did that. Just nah.
Yeah,
They couldn't. I don't think they pulled that off nearly as
I
well.
want
as
to know if
thought.
like the actors like thought it was kind of weird to just like leave off on that kind of cliffhanger. So it's like you guys aren't gonna have us like run and embrace each other. You're not gonna have us kiss. Just gonna cut to black after we stare at each other for a while. Okay.
Yeah. It took me a really long time though to figure out that Millie and Molotov Girl were both Jody Comer.
Dude, same. I yeah. Dude, honestly, yeah.
I thought she was different.
I thought she was too.
Like Millie, the way they like portrayed Millie, she felt so young. And then when she was Molotov Girl, she felt like a lot older. And I have no idea why that is. But when I saw at the end, Millie / Molotov Girl, I'm like, what?
The
I'm like,
power
no,
of
she
a
should have
wig
just
and
like,
sunglasses.
yeah, it's like it's insane how like anytime I have like a situation like this, it makes me feel like more and more that I would have fallen for the Superman Clark Kent shit.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like anytime I've seen like that, I'm just like, okay, no one's falling for this. Like no one's gonna believe that Clark Kent isn't Superman. And then when I see this shit, I'm like, okay, I would have fallen for it. Like they just didn't seem like the same people. Like
no.
she seemed older. It was legit. The power of a British accent and a freaking wig. It threw me off so bad. So I did give her some bonus points for that because I'm like, you felt like two different people.
Yeah, kudos to you.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, acting scored an 88.
Not bad.
Moving on over to character development, we ended up giving this an 83. So who did you base yours off of?
I swear I did. Yeah, I did mine off Guy.
Okay, I did too.
Yeah.
What did you think of his arc overall?
Pretty honestly, I thought it was a pretty solid arc. I feel when he is told that he's just an NPC character, he reacts like honestly, I'm assuming a video game character would, and honestly anybody would, that hey, like you're an NPC in a video game and it's gonna be shut down in like 48 hours and you're gonna be gone forever. Surprise! And like when someone's just like, hey, like I need your help trying to save this world, you're just like, well, if I'm gonna be dead in 48 hours, what's the point? Like everything that I thought I knew is a lie, so what is the damn point?
Yeah, I thought that was a really interesting take, at least, or just an interesting character dive for Guy.
Yeah.
Overall, I don't think his arc was too great because he does start off as a very hopeful character and ends off that way as well.
Which, I mean, honestly, for like a video game character like him, it made sense. I feel if he would have started out happy and then like at the end he was kind of just like mellow, kept to himself, like definitely like way out of character for him, his character development would not have worked. It would not have made sense.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was just the biggest thing was when he found out that he was a video game character. That was a really powerful moment, I feel.
Oh yeah, it absolutely was.
The way that he was dealing with that, basically dealing with his sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Like, not really feeling like there's a purpose to his life, because in the end he's just a bunch of ones and zeros, and just kind of having to push forward from that. And I think the conversation that he had with Buddy was extremely moving, where they were talking like, we might not be real, but this moment is. Like, what we're experiencing right now, that's real. Like, you can't... He's like, right now I'm having a conversation with my best friend. Like, that's as real as it gets.
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn, like, just the philosophical moments of this, and the philosophical moments that Guy deals with, it's just inspiring.
Absolutely.
Like, I feel like this is, like, that's a whole conversation that you could give to anyone struggling with purpose, or having difficulties with their sense of what's real and what's not. Like, I mean, if you listen to one too many episodes of the Creatures of the Night podcast and you realize we're all living in a simulation, and what's the point? I feel like this would be a really good thing to show them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, showing, like, okay, like, let's just say it's not. Like, let's say we are in a simulation. Like, it's the moments that we make, those are real. Whether us as people are real or not, it's the moments that we create. And I love that. Like, I think that's why I went so high with my character development. I actually didn't go, like, too high. I was, like, in the 80s. Like, it shows we were at 83. But I think just that discussion is what, like, really enhanced it for me. I think had that conversation not been a part of the movie, I probably would have been down in maybe the mid 70s.
That's fair.
But that conversation alone bumped me up a lot. Anything else you want to say about the character development?
No, not really. Honestly, I think you freaking, like, nailed it on the head. I can't top that. Nor would I want to.
Alright, next up we got effects. Unfortunately, I feel like this is where the movie suffered a bit.
It did. Okay, so when it came to, like, when they actually, like, showed, like say they were in the real world and they were, like, showing in-game footage, that I actually liked that. I'm trying to remember of, like, a movie when they showed, like, video game. I think it was actually, like, 22 Jump Street when they showed, like, what a Jump Street video game would look like. And, like, the character designs look exactly the same. And, like, I actually like that. Like, it works. And especially for, like, a computer game, it works. The biggest problem I had with the effects was the CGI'd Ryan Reynolds face onto the muscular guy. That did not look the greatest.
No, it did not.
They tried, but you could definitely tell that was not Ryan Reynolds.
Was it the bulging pecs, or?
I don't know. I mean, Ryan Reynolds is a pretty built guy. Like, he's pretty buff. But I don't know, just the way like, maybe it was like the motion, the, like, facial sensing that they did, or something, but just it never looked like that was supposed to be just a buffer version of Ryan Reynolds. I could always tell that it was Ryan Reynolds' head on a bodybuilder.
Yeah. And I think that was kind of the point, too.
Oh.
I don't think that they meant for, like, I knew that was the point. Like, they meant to put Ryan Reynolds' face on the bodybuilder. Yeah. I don't think they meant for it to be as not great as it was.
Yeah.
It's like have you seen a picture of the bodybuilder on like at all? Shit, what's his name? His name's Aaron Reed.
W. Reed. Yep.
Yeah, I think what kills it is his face shape. The shape of his face doesn't match Ryan's at all.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like, his face is just a lot more round. Ryan Reynolds has more of an oval shape. And
no,
yeah,
I
this
absolutely agree
dude,
with you.
this dude, his face is just, it doesn't quite match.
No, it does. It does not.
Like, his face is just like a little bit wider. And yeah, unfortunately, it just didn't work out. And I thought it was funny. It led to some funny gags.
No, it's true.
But yeah,
Good.
that was one thing that I had some issues with. The other stuff that I had issues with was like anytime he'd get hit by a car or got hit by would launch somewhere. Like when he had the freaking jumping sneakers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
like when Joe Keary and that other guy were like running up the stairs to try to get to him. Yeah, that definitely didn't look the greatest.
Yeah, it's just very rubbery. It's like they almost seem to lose any sense of weight that they have.
Yes. And I get they're in a video game, but like still.
Yeah. It's just the graphics just weren't very consistent. And I think that's what threw it off. Like if you were going to go for a rubbery look, go for a rubbery look. And I think that we could have given a lot higher for that. But it's just that they were going for realism, at least when we would see them in the video game world. And unfortunately, it didn't work out that well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we ended up giving effects a 79.5. So just shy of an 80. And yeah. I'm trying to think of it was interesting because it's just like all the things that people were doing, like the humans or the humanoid figures were doing, that was just extra, basically just the unrealistic things that their human bodies were doing. Those ended up looking worse than the scenes where it was vehicle based. I think the things with the vehicles looked amazing.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
And like all of those ended up looking like really killer.
Yeah.
But unfortunately not they couldn't do that with everything.
No.
So effects sitting at a 79.5. Moving on over to music. We're sitting at a 7 because Rose was down at a 6. Like,
oh, I did. Oh shit! I think I meant to put it at a 7.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you meant a 7, then that bumps music up to an 8.
Okay.
Because I gave it a 9.
Damn. Okay.
I want to look at the soundtrack real fast just to justify myself a little bit. Yeah, because if I can't justify it, I'm going to bump myself down to... Okay, yeah, I'm sticking with my score.
No, that's fair. I understand. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good soundtrack. It has some really good songs. Some of them just didn't do it for me.
Yeah. I think the biggest reason that I got bumped up to a 9, I think had they not had Mariah Carey's Fantasy, I would have been down at an 8, or actually I probably would have been at a 7.
Okay.
But I think it's just the fact that they had that song. Because that song has been stuck in my head since I freaking watched the movie.
I love it. I love it.
Like, anytime someone even mentions Free Guy, I'm just like... Like,
That's fair.
Like, I freaking just, like, start humming Fantasy, and I'm like, damn it!
Oh, shit.
But they had some killer songs in this, too. Like, one of my personal favorites was the, like, this is the song, the Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, or the, oh, shit, where is it? Oh, the Believe It or Not song. Like, those two were just, like, perfection. So yeah, that's why I ended up going with the 9, because this soundtrack just gets stuck in your head if you're not careful.
No, it's fair. That's absolutely fair.
The original music, on the other hand, it was very plain.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see why you're down at a 7. But it's just, for me personally, it was the catchiness of the Mariah Carey song and the 2 other songs that I really like. They had a few other ones too. Let's see, they had 100 Miles and Running, the Humpty Dance, Cheek to Cheek, Make Your Own Kind of Music. There's a few, like, decent songs. Like, I recognize a couple of those. There's some I don't, but I mean, decent soundtrack overall.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
And they just ended up enhancing the scenes that they were in. So,
No, you're absolutely right.
yeah. So, like we said, music sitting at an 8. Moving on over to costumes, we were also at an 8.
Okay.
So, any costumes you wanted to discuss?
No, I mean, I will point out one thing that I actually, like, I don't know how I thought this, but when he like realizes that he wants to change it up after he gets the sunglasses, and he changes to not like a collared shirt, but just like a regular, like, a regular shirt with buttons on it. When he flipped to it, for some reason when he pulled it out of the closet, I'm like, oh, it's just a lighter color shirt of the regular one. I didn't realize that it had no collar until he actually, like, put it on in the next scene. I'm like, how did I not notice that? I felt so dumb.
Dude, I thought that was such a funny gag. Like, it felt like they were making just a huge deal out of it.
Yeah, they were, which was great. And then, dude, the fact... Oh, I loved the part where he goes in that one day to buy the shoes, but he can't, and then frickin' the next day he's just rolling in the dough, and bam, he's able to get the shoes that he wants. That was great.
That was so funny. Like, anytime he goes in or talks to the guy that's working at the shoe store, he's like, I'm gonna come for those, and he's like, you say that every day, guy. And then he goes in and actually does buy them, and he's just like, mind blown.
So, I mean, my mind will be blown too.
Yeah, I thought I loved just the simple changes that they made, and it, like, with that, like, I feel like you could easily drop this down to like a 6 or a 7 because the costumes were just, like, not the best, but it's just like the simplicity of it and the way that they worked off of that made the costumes a lot better. Like, with Guy going from, like, a button up with a tie to, like, kind of that pullover shirt.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And then everyone else's costumes look like Molotov Girls was pretty cool. Just kind of very badass.
Yeah.
I like portraying
Freaking
that.
her white shirt open with the body armor. That was kind of funny.
Yeah. Or, when freaking Keys and Mouser went in to basically get Guy, and Keys was in like a cop uniform, and Mouser was like wearing the bunny outfit with the with the badge. Like, I thought that was so funny.
That was very, and didn't he freaking have like ripped abs for like a bunny or some shit like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Like, it's just like the basic like video game stuff. Like people do in video games just to be funny. And that that's one of those things. It's just like Mouser was wearing like a bunny outfit because he thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that whole shtick.
No, as did I.
Yeah, so that's what bumped up the average costumes overall just a little bit higher.
Yeah. I agree.
All right, last up, we're getting into our personal score. So I'll let you finish it off, but so I'm going to be at an 89. I thought the movie was really fun. I had a really good time. Had lots of laughs throughout the entire thing. Definitely a movie that caught me by surprise. I did not expect it to be as good as it was. I think the reason that it's getting the scores that it's getting is just because, critically speaking, this is what it deserves. But truly, if you love Ryan Reynolds like most people on planet Earth do, you're going to love this movie. It's fun. It is one hell of a time. Just don't go into it expecting like some masterpiece.
Yeah, because it is not that. But that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. So I'm sitting at an 89.
Okay. Not bad. Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with everything Caleb said. This is just a fun movie. It's definitely a movie you need in this day and age, just to kind of not turn your brain off. This movie doesn't make you like stupid. But it's it's just a fun video game movie that utilizes its actors to almost their full potential. There are some ones that could have been utilized better. Looking at you, Taika Waititi. It's not your fault. But just overall good story, fun characters. Really liked how the video game aesthetic was explored in this movie. So I am gonna go probably to Caleb, like surprisingly lower than him. I'm gonna go an 83, but I still did enjoy it quite a bit.
Yeah, and I think that reflects it. Like, an 83 is not a bad score.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I think if you can take anything away, it is the philosophical discussion that you can have about life and meaning.
Yes.
Like we kind of discussed earlier in character development. But other than that, I think that's probably the most deep talk that you're going to get out of this movie.
Yeah.
So that actually brings us to an 86 for our personal grade.
That is not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. So that actually concludes this week's breakdown. So the final All Bros letter grade for Free Guy has come to a B.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, just a solid B. It is sitting at an 84.06%.
Okay. Not too shabby.
Yeah, not too bad at all. So let's compare this to some of our other B movies. So out of 21 B movies, Free Guy is sitting at number 10. So it just cracked the top 10.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, so let's see. That puts Free Guy above. So everything I'm about to list off is our other B movies. So Free Guy is sitting above Thor Ragnarok,
Okay.
which is sitting at an 83.9. It's also above Murder on the Orient Express, which is sitting at an 83.81. Also at an 83.81 is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, okay.
Then it is also above Home Alone, which is sitting at an 83.64. And it is also above Lady and the Tramp, 2019, which is sitting at an 83.51.
Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah. And then it is below Solo which is at an 84.2, so 0.2% higher.
Okay.
Avengers Age of Ultron, which is at an 84.37. It's also below Christopher Robin, which is at an 84.56. And then it is also below The Oath, which is at an 85. And then finally, it's below The Lion King, which is at an 85.1. The remake, not the original.
Yeah, still, that's not bad.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty decent place for it to be.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah, it's like a 0.1% difference between Free Guy and Thor Ragnarok.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it is close. Like all of these movies, like all of these breakdowns, and I think it's just because of the vast selection that we have. All of these these margins are very, very tight. So most of the time it is less than a full percentage. Like if I were to go down, so Free Guy's at an 84.06. So if I go down to an 83.06, we're looking at Jumanji. So the difference between Jumanji and Free Guy is 1 full percentage point.
Wow.
But like there's so many movies beneath that. So that's how far you have to go to get 1%. And that's 10 movies in between that are less than 1% lower than Free Guy. Like these margins are so freaking tight.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So I know this is kind of patting ourselves on the back, but I love this breakdown system.
No, as do I.
Like it just show like because if you were to just say like, oh, you guys liked, let's see, you guys liked Cruella more than you did Age of Ultron. It's like, yes, that is true, but it's less than a percentage.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, there are definitely some scores on here that I'll disagree with. The biggest one for me is that damn Scott Pilgrim. So thanks, Brucker. But other than that, like it's hard to disagree with some of these scores because like there's some that I'll look at and be like, that's not right, and I'll go into the more detailed view, and I'm like,
Yeah.
shit, I guess that is right.
Yeah, you're just like, damn it, I really can't argue that.
It's so difficult to. At least for us, like, if you guys can, like, that's your prerogative. Yeah. But, yeah, so that concludes this week's breakdown.
Awesome. Well, if you guys liked what you hear and would like to follow and subscribe to us, you can do that wherever you listen to podcasts. Well, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, I think we're safe saying that.
Okay, cool. So we are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, RadioPublic, Radio.com, Spotify, and more. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube. If you prefer to listen that way, you can follow us on our social media, where you can also you can direct message us with a question. Either if you want to answer a question of the week, or if you have a suggestion for a movie that you want us to break down, or that'd be a great way to interact with us if you want to be a guest on an episode. And that also goes for our email as well. That's also a great way to contact us. And those are as followed. For Facebook, it is facebook.com/theallbros, Twitter and Instagram @theallbros, and for our email, it is theallbroschannel@gmail.com. And then if you want to check out our website, it is tinyurl.com/theallbros. There you can access, there you can get to learn more about us a little bit. I feel for how long we've been doing this podcast, you know quite a bit about us, I feel.
Yeah, we're almost 200 episodes in.
Yeah.
That's not even counting the bonus episodes
awesome
that we've done. Like, you guys should know us pretty well by now.
Yeah. Dude, I think that is so freaking awesome that we've been doing this for almost 200 episodes, and can't wait to freaking go to 300. Hopefully. We got this. Yeah.
Dude, I'm pretty sure we missed our birthday.
Damn it.
Again.
We didn't get us a cake.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check what our first like official episode, because we have like an episode 0, which is our like test episode. I don't count that one.
That's fair.
Let's see. Oh, actually, we haven't missed it yet.
Yes, when is it?
November 14th.
Hell yes. Okay.
So
we're going
November.
We're gonna each get a cake, a virtual, like just a little cake, and we're gonna video chat, and we're just gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate the All Bros birthday.
Yeah. So
you said November 14th.
Yeah. So we'll have done this for. Will this be 5 years?
If it is, god damn.
That's so. Yeah, episode 1 was released
awesome.
in 2017.
Holy shit!
That's 4 years, isn't it?
I think.
I can't math right now.
Like, I can never math.
You guys freaking heard me. I can't even freaking talk.
I think that would be 4 years. I'm pretty sure.
Damn it to hell.
2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 4.
Okay, yeah. So we'll be at 4 years.
Hell yeah! God, I can't believe we've been doing this that long. And I wouldn't have any other way.
Freaking insane. And I know that math doesn't quite add up. Like I think we should be like a few episodes deeper. But we were just so inconsistent when we started out.
I forgot about that. It's so weird to think about now.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it was a lot. Like, so one of our big ones was we did the Boondock Saints on the 24th of February, and then our next episode was on the 9th of March.
Damn.
Which does not work.
No. Shit. Damn, I'm glad that we got a system going then.
Yeah, same here. So now it is weekly.
Yeah. But so yeah, if you want to visit our website, all that stuff is on there. You can also actually make your kind of in a way, just because TeePublic and Teespring keep taking down our designs. Caleb, out of the generosity of his heart, has made it to where you can actually basically send us your request for a type of shirt that you want made with a certain episode art, and basically we'll get that ordered for you. Isn't it? You just Venmo us before we click finish or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And then we can get that made for you. But if your design is still available on TeePublic or Teespring, mostly TeePublic I think is where we have our problems.
You can get a more customized design if you go through our website.
Okay, so probably just go to through our website, but if you do want to do it the other way, you can find us at teepublic.com/user/the All Bros channel.
Hell yeah.
So yeah. Next week on the podcast, we'll be breaking down Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Hell yeah. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be awesome. But until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I am Jonathan.
Nah, I'm Caleb.
And we will see you guys next week. Deuces.
So long. Freaking stole
Not bad. I mean, hey, but you know what? You made up for it, and that was pretty good. I liked it.